Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case we haven't met, go ahead and put hashtag pajama in the comments below so no, it's the first time you're being exposed to the Pajama Grandma and all this fabulous Pajama Grandma-ness. Today, I am thinking about a couple of things. Some things just ended. I just ended a 28-day one funnel away challenge with ClickFunnels, which was really, really fun. It was interesting. I've got to do a testimony for it because it was actually it was different than I expected. It was a lot of what I expected, but there were differences in what I expected. I expected to breeze through week 3, which was the funnel building part of the week. And that, I think, probably was the most challenging for me. That was the one where I actually got a little behind. And painful confession, but I just actually went live on well, funnels are always live, but I went live on it yesterday and actually shared the link. Even though I know it's not perfect, even though I know I've got some filler, a lot of filler graphics right now while I'm waiting for the others. And my membership area is just up. It's all there, but it needs to be cleaned up and made pretty. I launched it anyway. And so we'll see. I haven't checked the results today, but we'll see how it's going because part of my struggle in the past has been like so many other people. We get in these learning loops and we learn and learn and learn and learn and learn and we forget to do. And we're doing stuff along the way, but we're not really putting it out in the world where people can interact with it. So my mission yesterday personally was to put it out in the world so other people could interact with it. Now today I'm thinking about a bunch of things and I put still planning as the title for this because I believe we're always in this loop of planning, doing, checking, and acting. Plan, do, check, act. And it's actually the quality cycle loop that I learned in college. One of the few things I learned in college that I still use very much in my life today. Because it's a process that works for anything. It's the process of designing a process. It's the process of problem solving. It's the process that can be applied to anything. So planning, I end up going back to the planning loop pretty often, pretty regularly. We end up going back and working on the planning stage. So as I'm launching the Women's Summit, again, I got another amazing person, someone on my Dream 100 list yesterday to be a speaker on this Women's Summit. And I haven't really started contacting people yet. I had a cool idea about a week or so ago of how to contact them, the people that I really want to be a part of it. And I just haven't implemented it yet because I had all kinds of other priorities that I had set that were higher priority than doing that. And now I'm back to planning that and getting that mapped out, getting some graphics made for that because I suck at graphics and I know that. And I want to make sure that it's awesome because I want to do more than one of them. I already want to do more than one of them. So it's a really exciting project and it's fun to be excited about a project, not just going through the motions of doing things. And okay, so that's why I'm still planning that, back in the planning stages. But today I was talking about on one of my other videos, the cycle, and this is a really common cycle. I've learned about this, Jesus, I don't know, 30 years ago in a training, but a new book that I just got my hands on by Brooke Costello. I'm shouting out everybody's books these days. It's called Self-Coaching 101, and it says, use your mind, don't let your mind use you. And what she's got, and I didn't realize it was on the back of the book, but she's got this model, and it reminds me of the quality cycle because it's all about how we react to things. And there's circumstances and there's things outside of our control. There's always going to be things happening around us. Shit just happens around us all the time, right? But we have 100% control over what we're going to think about that thing that happens. And our thoughts are going to create our feelings, and our feelings are going to create our actions, and our actions are going to create our result. And those end up going, those things, thoughts, feelings, actions, and results create this spiral, and it can either be an upward spiral moving toward what we want, or it can be a downward spiral moving toward what we don't want. And our thoughts are the beginning of all that. They are the thing that starts all of everything else that happens in our life, whether it's going to be positive or negative. And how we interpret it is always how we choose to interpret it. But circumstances outside of our control, things that we can't control, are often triggers of our thoughts. And once we trigger our thoughts, that leads to the spiral either upward or downward. I try very hard every day, and I hate the word try, but I make a concerted effort every day to manage my thoughts based on the circumstances and things that happen around me. If I were to let every little thing that happens that's negative around me impact my thoughts, I would be totally screwed. And so would you. Most of us have to just kind of steel ourselves to the circumstances and things that happen around us and ask ourselves better questions in terms of saying, oh my God, this is so awful. I'm so worried. I don't know what I'm going to do. We have to say, well, what else is possible? What do I choose to let this mean for me? Maybe it doesn't mean anything. If somebody is mean to me or rude to me or says something, off and very rude, I can either choose to laugh that off and consider the source, or I can get all upset and devastated and I can buy into what they're saying about me. Well, I choose to not. I choose to let it go in one ear and out the other. And we have to do that with a lot of things in our life because we don't want to be battered around by circumstances when we always have the ability to say, no, I see what just happened. I understand that, my bank account is minus $200, but I can get all frustrated and I can worry about that and I can be freaked out. Or I can say, all right, this is the circumstance. What can I do about it? What can I think about this differently? What can I do right now to remedy that situation? If I'm looking for solutions, I can stay in that upward spiral. If I'm looking to be a victim and feel sorry for myself and whine and say it isn't fair, then I'm starting down that downward spiral. So the choice is always ours. So I've been thinking about that today. I'm also reading another book by Cheryl Lightshoe, who I interviewed on my podcast, who's absolutely amazing. And she's also going to be on the Women's Summit. Hint, hint, hint. She has a book all about leadership energy, and it's fascinating. Yesterday it made me cry. Today it didn't make me cry, but I do resemble myself in a lot, at least in the past. Maybe not so much anymore, but in the past, in my work life career and in several of my businesses, I really see how I was missing out on, and I had a definitely closed energy loop when it came to I connection, I connect energy, how we interact with ourselves and with other people. I spent a decade not taking good care of myself, and that led to, in part, a sudden cardiac arrest. Of course, there were a lot more factors going on there, but most of them involved, stress, doubt, worry, fear, limiting beliefs, not eating right, not exercising, working all the time, having no work-life balance, things like that we don't even know are going on at the time that end up after the fact. And remember, hindsight's always 20/20. Isn't that fascinating? We can always look back on situations and things in our life and say, oh, if I had only done this differently, maybe I wouldn't have dropped dead. Oh yeah, maybe I wouldn't have, but chances are, I don't know. There's no way of knowing. We can never go back and change the past. We can never fix or alter something that's happened in the past. We just can't change it. It's impossible. So we need to look to the present moment, because this is the only time we can act, and look to the future and what it is that we want to create. So I'm planning and working on and looking to the future today at what is it that I want to create? What is it that I'm here to do? What is it that I'm here, and who am I here to help, and how am I here to impact the world? So that is definitely my rant for today. Go out and make it a fantastic day, because I will be back tomorrow with day 297 just to let you know what I'm up to. Bye. Have an awesome day.